A warm welcome back. Many thanks for staying with us. Joining us on the conversation today is Barrister Asim Adams, a legal practitioner and political analyst. You're very welcome, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon to you.
It's
good
good
day,
to have you.
Nigerians. Yeah. Pleasure.
All right then. Now let's get on to the stories. Some members of the ruling All Progressives Congress in Ekiti State have accused Governor Oyebanji of appointing members of opposition parties in the state into his government, describing his action as unfair, unjust, and a direct affront on them as party stakeholders. The members under the aegis of concerned Ekiti APC stakeholders alleged that various slots were given to the political associate and cronies of former Governor Ayodele Fayose in the appointment of special advisors, senior special assistants, among others, while deserving APC members who toiled day and night to ensure victories for the party were ignored. The party stakeholders wondered why appointments were being given to non-PDP members in spite of sacrifices and contributions made by APC members in the last governorship elections, as they questioned how many APC members were given appointments during the tenure of the past governor under the PDP. The group called on national leadership of the party to rein the governor to urgently retrace his steps in the interest and well-being of the party's survival before it is too late. Barrister, in Ekiti State, the APC stakeholders seem to be gruntled, or disgruntled rather, by the action of the state's governor, Ayodele, for appointing into government individuals, appointees from the opposition parties. First of all, Barrister, what does the law say? Let's come from the legal end now. What does the law say about appointments having to do with political parties?
Thank you very much. The law is very clear that the moment you win an election as a governor or a president or a local government chairman, you now become a governor of the people, president of the people, a governor of the Constitution, president of the Nigerian Constitution, that is controlled by the Constitution and the people. And party suasion and affiliations do not come into governance at the national and sub-national levels. In that wise, that is why it is very clear in Section 192 that the governor has the powers to appoint commissioners. He has the powers also to appoint special advisors or anybody he thinks that can effectively help him to run the government very well.
Irrespective of party affiliation?
Irrespective of party affiliation,
okay.
Irrespective of ethnic affiliation, irrespective of religion, irrespective of the sex that the person is. The Constitution never subdivided those into compartments. He said he has the right to appoint. And the only proviso given to the governor or the president is that as you are appointing people to your government to run the government affairs for you, that you must take into cognizance for the president what we call the federal character, for the governor what they call the state character. In Nigeria here, we always believe in national spread, etc. So the spread is that as you appoint for governors in the state, you have to take into cognizance, the various, groups in the state and make sure that you spread your appointments. Don't concentrate your appointment in just one particular place or zone. So spread it. And that is what Section 14 Sub 3, has added as a proviso to Section 182 that gives the power to governors to appoint commissioners. So in that wise, I am of the opinion that since we practice constitutional democracy, then we have to follow our Constitution. But be that as it may, it behoves that with the kind of democracy we practice here, It's not full-blown democracy. It's not the democracy we copied from the American system or the French system or even the parliament system democracy in Britain. Our own democracy was once described as homegrown democracy. Whatever that means, I don't know what they say, homegrown democracy. So, but somebody made an attempt to interpret or define what homegrown democracy is all about. Says democracy by Nigerians for Nigerians. That is, Nigerians, they say peculiar way we practice our democracy. And that is that, you know, there are those who helped the governor to come to power.
Okay.
You know, there are those who are in the party that worked very hard. The truck driver who was helping to, you know, carry people around, your supporters around, you know, the state to vote for you. You know, the man, the messenger who was distributing letters to various areas. The man who sponsored, because some of these governors, some of them were near pauper relation. They were very poor people, some of them. But they needed godfathers and people to sponsor them. So you find out that some godfathers or some individuals printed posters for them, bought vehicles for them for campaigns, etc. You know, with the hope that a kind of a quid pro quo situation,
okay, you
know, we emanate whenever or if he wins the election. So you cannot wave those away, because if you put them and sweep them away under the carpet, or you throw them away or abandon them, remember you are going to get a second tenure. You still come back to them and beg for help. So that is where the homegrown democracy has come into. So in Nigeria, it is not out of place where you see a governor will come and say, well, I have about 30 commissioners I want to appoint. I am giving, 28 to my political party and those who supported me in the election. Even if they are from the same zone, nobody bothers. They don't even follow the constitution. Then I'm going to, zone 2 slots, to fulfill the constitution, etc. as the case may be. So that is what they are talking here, that if you look at the way they were angling for this, is that those who helped the governor into power, those who were with the governor throughout, that they feel neglected. Why will you go and appoint somebody in PDP or any other party at all, to come and fill positions that are meant for people of APC? You understand the point? So they don't care. Even if the governor has gone for an egghead, that is not in their party, and they feel that that man can even contribute more, to the growth of the economy of the state, etc. They are not bothered. What they are bothered about is that it is our own. Our own has come into power, and our own must look onto our face and help us in our camp.
So, Barrister, you have said that nowhere in the Constitution does it provide or stipulate that when a president steps into office, he must appoint people from his party.
No.
So, in other words, he's operating duly according to the Constitution.
Absolutely so, yes.
However, it behoves that individual now to decide who he wants to appoint.
That's right.
Whether or not he wants to look into his party or look outside his party.
That's right.
Depends on his discretion, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, the stakeholders of the APC in Ekiti State are describing his action as unfair, unjust, and an affront to the party stakeholders. Now, how is this unjust? You also explained that, seeing that they have supported the party, basically, in achieving victory, right, in past elections, even him emerging as the governor of the state. And so, it's only wise that he considers them for a position, in government, right? But then again, what if there are other individuals who are more qualified for that position? Should he now look outside those individuals? Should he shun his attention towards those individuals and then appoint people from his party because they supported him to winning the election? What do you think?
Absolutely, yes. It might take, and under the Constitution, he has to look beyond his party. I said Section 14, sub 3, spread, That is number one. It mustn't concentrate in your political party alone. 2 is that under Section 16 sub 1 down, 2, 3, 4 of the 1999 Constitution. It talks about the economic policies, of government and governance. And he's saying that the president or the governor should use such expertise to select experts to run the economic affairs of the state. If you go through and you find out that maybe an Akiwumi, I think the African Development Bank, DJ, whatever they call him, is not in your party, but is available to be part of your government. Will you throw away a bright star like that? Somebody that can think out your economy, you throw him away and say because it's not from your party, then you're not appoint him to come and help you run the economy of the state? I don't think it's proper. Will you say that an Okonjo Iweala who said, oh, I am okay and I'm available for any position in Nigeria to come and take, you say that because it's not from your party, the governor's party, then you cannot bring the person in? That is, for me, it's not fair. Because the Constitution does not, give room for you to say it's only your party members. So it's very wrong, as the case may be, in my opinion. But because we practice what we call homegrown democracy in Nigeria here, then the governor should, cut some, portions, for his party to fill, those positions. Because, you see, why he's doing that, it's not because the Constitution says he must do that and appoint people from his political party only and concentrate there. No. But he's doing that because most governors are afraid that as they are complaining now, they might create problem for his government and say, oh, you see what he's doing is he's playing anti-party. And before you know what is going on, you hear that the party in Ekiti State or Osun State or whatever the state case may be is having problem with the governor. As the case may be, and before you know, they're talking about impeachment. So that is why you see that most governors always dance to the tune of, clarion. Will I call it a clarion call? Or I will call it, a wayward call. I don't know which to cubicle it. So they have to listen one way or another to these calls that are being made by these people. Because before they begin to make it, you find that the entire hierarchy of the party must have given them the go-ahead to protest.
When you say listen to this call, are you trying to say that, in other words, he should give the appointments to party members? He has
to cut a portion for them.
Okay, a portion.
Yes, so a portion, if not a very large portion. Like what happens in Nigeria, they cut very large portions, for the party that brought the executive to power. Okay. Then maybe they do a sprinkling, maybe about 80%, goes to the party that brought the governor to power, so the president to power. In that way, he reserves 20%.
In that way, it is fair and justified.
Of course, when the doctrine of necessity says so in Nigeria, even though it's not in our laws, in that particular way is sharing it. The sharing formula is not in our laws, but by way of, the doctrine of necessity, because I want to survive, I want to be in the office, that survival instinct, to be in office, so I don't impeach me or whatever, which all governors always dance to, or president would always dance to, they will now obey and respect, this kind of cause. And before you know, out of 100%, you'll be very shocked that APC will even have up to 90% of all the appointments that they go. If he does not do that, they will take him out.
All right,
I'm very sure of that, yes.
Got your thoughts. Let's hear our next story. The Inter-Party Advisory Council in Osun State has expressed concern over the ability of Osun State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct free, fair and credible elections in the forthcoming local government elections in the state, and called upon the Osun State House of Assembly to intervene and prompt OSSIEC to adhere to constitutional obligations within a reasonable time frame. In a statement made available to journalists in Osogbo yesterday, the group said IPAC members closely monitored OSSIEC's actions and noted with concern the Commission's apparent attempt to manipulate the electoral process. And when OSSIEC scheduled a critical meeting with political chairman on Valentine's Day, political party chairman on Valentine's Day, perhaps in hopes that the chairman would be unavailable. Despite the promising leadership at OSSIEC, including a dynamic chairman and commissioners, IPAC observed a lack of concrete action on the ground. The Commission's publication mentioned a mere 42 working days for party primaries to commence, failing to reference relevant electoral laws or guidelines that should guide their operations. The body said the move by OSSIEC since the announcement of plans to conduct the elections is a political game orchestrated by the electoral body to manipulate the electoral process. It expressed deep concern about OSSIEC's approach, which signals a reluctance to conduct transparent and credible elections and lack of communication with political parties since the initial meeting. Barrister, do you agree with IPAC's stance on this? We understand that transparency is very important in an electoral process.
Yes.
And according to IPAC, OSSIEC hasn't shown quite the transparency as expected in communicating with these political parties. So do you think that indeed there may be plans to manipulate the electoral process? That is one. Let's address this before we head into the next issues that concerns the story. So what do you make of this by IPAC towards OSSIEC?
You see, it's a clarion call. It's a valid call, and I think that, in fact, it has been so necessary that this call, has been there. You see, any SIEC you have all over Nigeria, they are always manipulated, or they mostly are manipulated by the sitting governors. And when you're talking about OSSIEC or RISIEC or EDOSIEC or whatever, as we call them, last SIEC, it is all the SIECs that you have. They are mandated to conduct the local government elections, etc., and all those whatever councillorship elections and the rest of them. You understand? So they are directly under the manipulation of the various governors of the state. The governors don't ever want the local government to have their independence and autonomy. That is why they always manipulate. They always make sure that if you have 30 local government areas in a state, the governor is at the top of the affairs. He looks at who becomes the chairman of OSSIEC. He looks at who becomes the commissioner for OSSIEC. He looks at who become, the people who are to conduct an election in their particular SIEC, as the case may be. So you find that he is interested, not because he is contesting, but because he wants to plant his key men in the local government areas during that election. That is why you see there's been high manipulations in all the states, where, tenure of local government, chairmen have expired. Governors, are not sure, if they conduct the next election in 90 days, whether their men will be there. They'll put in a caretaker committee and they tell the SIEC to hold on, making sure that they've already planted their men before elections will not take place. So it is something that we have called. I remember, vividly, quite recently, I joined IPAC, in condemning, and other Nigerians also asking that the issue of conducting election by SIEC, that INEC has removed its hand, should not, arise. INEC should conduct, any SIEC election, any state election that involve local government and whatever. So if you leave it for them, the governors are surely to manipulate it.
So can't the governors manipulate INEC as well?
It will be very difficult, because if Mahmoud, for instance, the results are to be announced in Abuja, as the case may be, it will be difficult for the governor to leave here and go to Abuja and manipulate. Now, if all the results, like for instance, we have 36 states plus Abuja in Nigeria, and the election, mind you, it is the elections of local governments are not the same like we normally have in Nigeria. Maybe the next 1 month or 2 months, only about 5 states are conducting local government elections. You understand the point now? So those 5 states can be taken care of effectively well by INEC. That is the INEC national, as the case may be. Come into the state, conduct an election, take all your results to Abuja, announce whatever you want to announst.
But Barrister,
as may be, yes.
Even INEC themselves have shown questionable character over the years.
Yes, of course I know, but
they've lost quite the trust from the people. So what makes a difference, actually?
Of course, there'll be. I know that INEC has lost maybe the credibility. Somebody has been eroded, as the case may be. But I am saying that if INEC's credibility has been so eroded, then what do you talk about? That of the governors of the state, it means it's not even there at all. As the case may be, it is not even there. At least INEC has a way of, doing their things cleverly and bringing out and churning out results. But the governors of the various states don't even know. They will share bravado and braggadocio. They come out and tell you that, look, this local government election, the local government election, the candidate is going to win it is this person. And he is going to be the person that will win it.
Okay.
You understand? So that manipulative tendencies is so glaring when governors are allowed to conduct elections. So what I'm trying to say is that it is better we have a modicum of respect where INEC does conduct some elections, like local government elections, than we don't even have at all, as it happens in most of the states. Because the local government areas, the government see them under their fiefdom. Okay. They believe that all local government chairmen are under them. The president cannot do same, when it comes to the state, to say all governors they must be under me. I want to make sure that, all the states in Nigeria are won by a particular political party. But in states, the SIEC can manipulate, and all the local governments in the states are won. If you look at the results that have been coming out, Edo came, Lagos, Ibadan, Oyo. Look at the results coming out. They'll tell you that Party A won all the 23 local government areas in that particular state in the local government elections. You understand? So there's no room for dissent and dissension, as the case may be.
So you as well are towing the line of IPAC that
yes.
the elections may be manipulated.
It's going to be let me not be
going to be manipulated.
Let me be very bold and frank. Okay. It is going to be manipulated.
So what difference, what impact could it make calling on the state, House of Assembly to intervene in the matter?
Maybe they are asking because under the laws, the House of Assembly can make laws, guidance of elections in terms of what is going on in all the states. So maybe they are asking them to look at the laws of the various states of SEC in the states and find a way to see if they can safeguard or include safety valves in the laws they are going to enact guiding elections and their whatever coming up. For instance, they might say this election is going to be strictly based on the card reader. If card readers are not there, nothing is going to go. You understand the point now?
Okay.
They can remove one or two things as okay. Results must be published in the SEC portal. You understand the point now? Results must be published in the SEC portals, etc. as the case may be. So these are inputs they are asking that the House can, by way of sanitizing the place, make in this process. That is why they are calling on the House of Assembly of the state to do that, because under Section 7, Section 8 of the 1999 Constitution, the House of Assembly make laws for the running of the local government, etc. as the case may be, effective running of the local government areas, and as the case may be. And they are also involved in what the elections of that particular day. So they should be able to make some one or two verbs, safety verbs, to safeguard, the elections and make it, it might not say maybe 100%, credible, but at least some credibility will come into it with those laws.
If the governor can manipulate OSSIEC,
yes,
can't he as well manipulate the House of Assembly?
Of course, that is the problem we are having. But the thing is this now, we have to think out of the box to see how we can, remove that influence of the governor, because the executive governor of the state, of all the states in some of the states in Nigeria here, control everything. They control the legislature, they control the judicature, they control INEC, they control police. So when a man has such powers collapse in one particular, box or whatever the case may be, he goes on with it and he comes out anytime he wants to do that and unleash on the people if they say no. As the case may be, this is the problem we're having in Nigeria here. Okay. So that is why we are asking that please, they should take this thing off the governors. This is SEC. I don't even know why SEC was even created by the electoral. I don't even know why. Because if INEC can conduct House of Assembly, election, why can't they conduct, a local government election? Even though I know that the INEC itself is not 100% credible, but what I'm trying to say is that you look at a constituency, as the case may be, may have 1 or 2, 3 local governments put together, or even one local government put together. So if you look at the House of Assembly elections, as the case may be, and local government elections, we have 774 local governments in Nigeria here, whereas we have only how many House of Assembly in the state, maybe 20 or thereabouts, case may be. So that is a humongous something that INEC should not leave for anybody to do. Is it not the same materials of INEC they are still going to use?
Right.
Is it not the same INEC logos they are still going to use, etc. as the case may be? Is it not INEC that will bring resident electoral commissioner to the state, etc.? Why are they abdicating their responsibility of conducting the election wholeheartedly and wholly, holistically, as the case may be? I am not saying that if they do that we may be having good, credible elections, but there should be a semblance, a modicum of credibility, will be there if it's taken out of the hands of the governors.
All right, then.
Yes.
Got your thoughts. We're going to a short break here. We'll be right back shortly. Stay with us.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics,
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought very firmly.
natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
All of us.
Leaders, politics,
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
Everyone, welcome back. Now to the rest of our stories. A member of the People's Democratic Party Board of Trustees, Alhaji Shuaib Oyedokun, has dumped the main opposition party, lamenting that the ideas of the founding fathers of the party have been contaminated. He said this in his resignation letter addressed to the national chairman of the party through the ward, local government and state chairman, and announced his decision to join the ruling APC. Part of the letter reads, "I have the honor of announcing the renunciation of my party membership on principle, having observed that the ideals of we founding members had been sorely contaminated. I have decided to shift my allegiance to the All Progressives Congress, where I believe my experience, efforts, and leadership roles would be valued and appreciated." Barrister. I don't know. I keep saying this because we keep seeing it quite a surge of resignation and defection from the PDP to either the APC or the LP, both at the state and national level, right? And we've seen quite a couple of founding members resigning from the PDP, although we haven't yet known where they are heading. But here we have seen Shuaib stated exactly where he's going. He's pledged allegiance to a new party, APC, citing how that... Now, he cited two things, actually. One is a contamination of the ideologies of the founding members, and then secondly, pointing out relevance, right, where his leadership and the other qualities would be appreciated and recognized, so where you would have relevance. Now, Barrister, talking about ideologies, can you say that indeed the PDP had ideologies? Can you say that the founding members, inculcated or, put together some ideologies that the party would run with? What is your take?
Well, there's no political party in Nigeria that has ideology. The political parties in Nigeria from 1999 to date, no ideologies. I can say and beat my chest to say that the pre-independence political parties, had ideologies, semblance of ideologies. Then the days of the Awolowos and the Shagaris, from 78 to 83, the political parties had ideologies, a semblance of ideologies. But these political parties, in nascent democracy we are operating right now, the political parties are trading companies. They are even worse than the Royal Niger Company of those days. Now, if you look at what is going on, if you look at, yes, the Constitution says, that a man is free to join any association, exit any association anytime he likes.
Okay.
Belongs to anyone he wants to belong to. It is a constitutional provision. But when it comes to politicking, it's not the way we take it here that it does happen in other climes. Now, you look at what is going on in Britain, for instance, in the UK, you look at the parliament that they do. The House of Commons, I think from their history, as long as it has, been there, we've had a situation where only 2 instances where we see, people leaving the Labour Party to the Conservative Party and somebody leaving the Conservative Party down to the Labour Party in the House. What now happened was because of the fact that why they even left was saying that the ideology of my party is not being carried out, and I believe that the Labour Party is about to carry it out. That is how I want to go there. And what is that particular ideology? To serve people, to bring liberal welfareism to the people. And he saw what happened there. That was Hayatu. That is only two instances I've seen. The British Congress, Parliament has been there for decades. We don't see this kind of thing happen. In America, you see a situation where a man is born into a family, he grows up, he wants to go and vote, they say, where are Republicans? Right from the 1860, we have been Republicans. And the man will say, well, this is family values for me, and I imbibe it, I'm a Republican. The other one will say, no, he's a Democrat. He does not cross carpet. He does not leave that party to another party for any circumstance at all. He will fight in that particular political party to change what is bad in that particular political party. But in this case in Nigeria here, you see what I believe must have happened here, or may have happened here, is that from the little knowledge I know about politicians and cross-carpeting, is this. Hunger is a weapon that is being used by parties in power to whip the other people to line. That is why you see, if a PDP government is in place, both in federal and national, they will just be there enjoying everything. But we practice what they call zero-sum kind of politics, in the sense that if the governor of the state is PDP, he wins an election, everything in that particular state that should even come normally to people of the state by virtue of citizenship, they will look at the people and say, no, these are not people who voted for us. Let's all of us share this. That is zero-sum politics. The winner takes it all. That is what we do here. The winner takes, it's just like the UEFA Champions League. Now, the man who comes second does not even have a medal that they will hang on his neck to say, oh, I'm a silver winner, in the medal winner in the Champions League. The man who wins, the club who wins that particular cup goes home with everything. You understand the point? On the day of that they will present the cup to him, the man who was defeated, who ought to be second, whatever the case may be, goes home licking his wounds. Nobody will even go and they will say, oh, sorry, we are sorry, you didn't win. So it's the kind of politics that we play here. Now, once they win their election, everybody goes to their camps and say, please, any APC man that comes here, he's not entitled to what we are doing here because he's not a member of our party. So hunger is being used as a weapon. Now, if you go out, if you look at PDP in that particular state, PDP in Ekiti also has gone into oblivion. PDP in Ekiti state has been dismembered. We no longer hear of Fayose voices again. They were PDP people. Jimmy, that lady, what's her name? Jimmy something. We don't hear about her name again. Because even Fayose is now talking on the side of APC. Wants to be in APC for him to have part of the goodies that is coming out, from the APC, because APC is in government. You understand? Both national, whatever. So many appointments are there. There's so much food, there. So if APC loses at the center and in the state again, you see APC members now crisscrossing to PDP to go and forage there and look for new grounds, greener pastures. That is the Nigerian political mentality. Very few I have seen that maintain this, not because they have ideology, but because based on principles, and say, no, I don't want to go and eat my vomit. I will sit back where I am and work hard to change narrative.
Okay.
Now, coming to this man that just left, what was the ideologies that the founding fathers gave? Was it the ideology of rigging elections? Was it the ideology of putting Nigeria backward, 15, 20 years backwards? Was it the ideology of holding Nigeria by its jugular vein, nearing asphyxiation whenever we win election? So what kind of ideology is talking about? Ideology is almost cast in stone. Ideologies do not move, like the sinking sand or like the dust, and that you put or like the powder, you spray, it goes like that. No, it's cast in stone. And when ideology talks about it is that we know that we are socialists, we are social welfareists, and there is nothing that will make us go Republican, as the case may be. Will I go and meet Republicans and I know that this is not what I want? I say, so if you look at the man living, socialism now to go and join, mercantilists, there's a reason for that. It does not have ideology. So what are those legacies that the founding fathers left? He didn't state any of them, but just stated his reason. Of course, he has any right to say, this is the reason why I'm leaving. Nobody's going to hold him against that. Go to APC. Directly now work to APC, which means that some people in APC who are his friends will tell you, oh boy, come, you will die of hunger there, come and join us. You understand? Food, they here. I'll take you to the governor to go and meet the governor. The governor will do what now? Even create small, he give you contract, that's your company. The guy will abandon his political party and run to that place. That's
concerning, his experience, leadership, and all of that, talking about value and appreciation not being relevant in the party. What do you make of that? What do you think really happened to him? How are you reacting to his statement regarding relevance in the party and now moving to where he's going to be relevant? What is your take?
Well, most politicians, it's a losing party. His party has lost election, so his relevance will not even be recognized. It's when you see that, maybe you'll be very surprised again, because the Nigerian politicians, they move like these birds of the air, who move around because the sky is so wide. They can go to Canada today and come back to Nigeria the following day. That kind of a thing. So these people, let me tell you, this man, I don't know the influence he had in PDP, whether he was the one that brought the governor that was PDP or extraction, or he brought, what was the name, the other man, Jonathan, to I don't really know. But what I'm telling you now is that influence in political party is relative. Now, do you know that you'll be very surprised and shocked that when the elections are getting closer to 2027, and a candidate now finds out that, Shuaib that left for APC, has influence, I believe I can use him, use his influence to come around to do. He will go and look for and say, Oga, please come back to your original party. And when monies exchange hands and opportunities come and they exchange hands, he will now recant and say, well, he thought he will become relevant in APC, but now he found out that what made him leave PDP, he didn't find it. So he's now going back to PDP. So I don't take some of these things seriously. I don't take them seriously. To be very honest, with due respect to them, they are playing politics of the stomach infrastructure.
All right.
Yes, I don't take care. They are company directors.
I'd like to get to a last story. The North Central All Progressives Congress Forum has called on professional bodies from the region, including lawyers, civil society organizations, journalists, among others, to join hands together in the push to oust APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje. While speaking with journalists in Jos, the Plateau State capital, the forum's chairman, Alhaji Saleh Mandong, made the call saying several votes of no confidence have been passed on Ganduje from his Kano ward. Zazaka, who was also a member of the Presidential Campaign Council in the last election, said, "We have pursued other good courses in other political parties as well as those that are apolitical, which are for the betterment of the region and not only APC courses. Therefore, anywhere we observe that the North Central region will be relegated to the background, shortchanged or cheated, we have always reason to its defense and advanced its courses. So, all the good people of North Central, irrespective of political, professional, ethno-religious and other affiliation, should join hands with this forum to push for the ouster of Ganduje so that a rightful person from our region can occupy the seat all and sundry should support the forum in one way or the other. He called on the support of all and sundry as hearing of the suit filed against Ganduje by the forum will hold on 30th of May 2024. Barrister, we're still on the issue of Ganduje, the national chairmanship of the APC. Do you think that at this point there should be so much ado about this seat, or do you think that the region should just accept it as their fate and see how to work together towards advancing the party? What do you make of this, Barrister?
I think this particular call is a political call, not a national call or a zonal call. Why I'm saying that is that asking Ganduje is not asking like you are asking the governor of the state that you say other people should join hands with you to remove him from that seat. But Ganduje is just national leader of a political party in Nigeria, which is the APC. So it is only the APC people that can even remove Ganduje. It is not you and I that are sitting here who are not card-carrying members of the party that we go there and say we're going to take him off. Those that can take Ganduje off are those of his IPAC and his political, members, his political party members. The PDP cannot even intervene and say they want to, put pressure. They can't do that. The only way these kind of things are done, because the battle between Kwankwaso and Ganduje is a fierce one, and I'm very happy that the elections have, come and gone. I hope that they're able to settle their differences, or maybe one of them travel to somewhere, before 2027. Because if it continues like this, Kano is going to be sitting on a keg of gunpowder. Because these two political titans are very, very, very strong.
Why do you say so?
Yes, the reason is not far-fetched. The Kwankwasia movement is like, when I say a movement, it's a movement, it's not a political party. There are those who are not card-carrying members of the party set up by Kwankwaso, but they are members of the Kwankwasia movement. The Kwankwasia movement is just like the political movement formed by Malam Aminu Kano, known as the Talakawa movement. These people might not be card-carrying members of, the political party, of that political party, but the moment the name of Aminu Kano comes on, or the moment the name of Kwankwaso comes on, the Kwankwasia, radar is raised, and they are ready to fight to the death. They are not card-carrying members of the party, but because of the fact that Kwankwaso has said, this is what has happened to me, they are ready to do that. Same with Ganduje, because Ganduje was even a protege of Kwankwaso. Ganduje was a member of the Kwankwasia movement, and he himself had to take out, a chunk of the members of the Kwankwasia movement to his own side to form the Ganduje, a faction that he has today. So if these two people meet, because they exercise so much influence in Kano, mind you, do you know that it was Kwankwaso that brought Sani, this past emir of Kano, is it Sanusi?
Okay.
Sanusi. Ganduje removed him. Are you aware of that?
Barrister,
Yes.
let me interject you here. So are you saying that the call is unnecessary?
For me, the call from the forum is unnecessary.
Why so?
Why so is that, like I explained, we are not members. If we say lawyers, why should I go and go into Ganduje matter now when I'm not member? If Ganduje were to be president, I can prevail on my National Assembly to begin impeachment process to remove him. If he were to be the governor of the state, I can prevail the House of Assembly to impeach him. But it's a political party chairman. And how do you remove a political party chairman? It's through the organ of the concern of the political party.
Many people regard, or rather describe the North Central right now as being helpless, that they don't know what to do, they don't know where to go anymore, because, for weeks, running into months, they have been agitated about the chairmanship seat of the APC, the national chairmanship seat, and of course, a suit filed against him, will be revisited on the 30th of this month, right? Mm-hmm. And so, do you think that they probably are just chasing shadows concerning the chairmanship seat? Because they mention now that several votes of no confidence has been passed on Ganduje. Yet again, he remains the chairman.
The North Central politically leadership of political parties in Nigeria has been embroiled in controversies, not even between those this time. You remember that during the Obasanjo era, a certain Ayoduogbe is from, is it from Benin State or whatever the case may be? You saw how he was removed from power by Obasanjo based on the fact that his people from the North Central, and some of them said his time has passed and whatever the case may be. You also saw the way he came back. Is it not the guy that came back recently and was a PDP member? You saw how the PDP under Wike and the rest of them, said they don't want him. They need the person to retire from the Northwest. Remember the problem there. He left. So it has been like that. The Northwest has been a place where I don't really know how to. It is always embroiled in controversy, and it's not all going well for that particular region. And they have been so marginalized to the extent that whatever comes to the whole North, the Northwest and Northeast, he'll always manipulate. And before you know, the North Central is shortchanged.
So why are they not giving this position to the North Central, knowing that one, they've been marginalized, and two, constitutionally, according to the party, it is meant for them?
The reason why I feel that they don't want to give to them, if you look even the PDP, now people are saying that even this Damagun that is there, that particular should have been zoned to the North Central, since it was a North Central man that left that particular position. PDP said, no, this is, the matter is also in court. The same thing with Ganduje, as case may be. The North Center will say, why don't we have somebody from this area? Because you're already a vice president from that particular area or a zone. Let the North Center, nobody is giving. So I don't really know why these parties are, kind of, whether they have been ostracized, whether North Central has been ostracized, from their political agenda. I really don't know, as the case may be. It's unfortunate that they do a lot of the bulwark of their activities, but at the end of the day, they get little or nothing for it. And I have not seen stability. Apart from the time David Mark became, the Senate president, as the case may be, I can't remember any of that North Central man that became or was in the top political hierarchy in Nigeria, in all political parties in Nigeria. There must be a reason, and I'm sure that one, the reason is because of the fact that, like Ali Mazrui described the Tuaregs, the North Central people are bellicose and very tenacious, in whatever they are doing. So maybe because of that, they are very scared of them. And, because of that coup that Gideon Oka led, is from North Central, the Northern cabal feel that, look, this is an area that, we create an uprising if you give them some, sense of belonging and little powers for them to operate. I'm just trying to give those, kind of theories from my own perspective. It might not be true, but I feel this is the reason why they are always being shortchanged, as the case may be. And they are not united. They are not united. Look at what is going on here now. They are not united. And now you come around, people are saying, you'll be very surprised and shocked that those who are going to go against this move now are going to be headed by, people from the North Central. So the Achilles heels they have is themselves. Okay. Yes.
All right then. That's the much you can take on the program today. Thank you so much, Barrister, for joining the conversation.
Thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you. Welcome, and God bless you.
All right. Yeah. And many thanks to you for staying with us. Join us again on Monday, same time, 4 p.m. at this hour. Follow us on social media, Facebook and Instagram. Facebook and YouTube, rather. Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, X, Atlantic TV Net. Watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Peace and unity to progress. Thank you for watching. I am Gloria KarTee.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what the blood.
I have fought a very firmly